How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Ham Radio Crash Course. Welcome to Saturday. Today, we're going to talk about Ham Radio Deluxe. There's some major updates that have just gone down, and we have some guests here to talk all about it. Please enjoy the memes, and we'll get started real soon. How's it going, everybody? Thanks for joining us, the Ham Radio Crash Course. Appreciate you. A Saturday show. Try to bring you new and interesting information and just play around with some radios. And something that you may have in your shack, I know I do, is Ham Radio Deluxe, a software, well, bundle of software titles, if you will. I won't get too into the weeds, though, because we actually have people here who can talk best about it. But I've been using this software for a really long time, and there's a big update, and I thought it'd be a lot of fun if we had the creators owners out here to talk about it. So we're going to do a couple quick hits here. Go check out hamtactical.com for all the Ham Radio Crash Course merch. Yes, my wife runs this, our merch website. So go check it out. A lot of the stuff that we talk about on the podcast by the same name, the Ham Radio Crash Course, we cover there as well. So we're going to dive right into it. We have Lindy, how you doing? And Dr. Mike, how you doing?
We're great. How you doing?
Doing well.
Very good. Yeah. So go ahead. Every time. Well, I guess it's been like 2 years or more
It's been a
since
while,
we've had you on the show. I know we talk at all the ham fests and all that fun stuff, but it's always so busy we can never have enough time to just chat. So you've been hinting at this every time I pass you. You're like, "Hey, big stuff's coming. Big stuff's coming." Well, I guess catch everybody up. Ham Radio Deluxe, amazing tool set. But what would you say is the elevator speech for the whole thing? And we would just go from there.
Yeah, for folks that aren't familiar with Ham Radio Deluxe, it's a suite of 5 applications. There's an advanced rig control application, and it is more than just changing frequency, mode, and VFO. You can pretty much do anything from a computer screen that you can do from the face of your radio. And the nice thing about it is some of these radios nowadays, to get to something, you have to go like 50 menus deep to get to something, but you can just put it on the screen and really easily kind of change it out. That's the rig control application. We've got the world's best logging program that does more than just logging. It helps you with your awards tracking. It helps you find the people on the air that you need to work, whether you're collecting countries or grids or zones or whatever. So it'll show you all that stuff. There's a digital modes application which does everything that WSJT does not do. So everything from CW PSK31 to Olivia, RTTY, and we'll probably talk about that here in a little bit. We've got a rotor control application which controls azimuth or azimuth elevation rotors, and satellite tracking application that will control your radio for Doppler and your antenna for azimuth and elevation during satellite passes. It's a lot of fun. So those are the 5 applications in the suite.
I love that. And you just put out an email with a big update. And what is it? What's it all about? I know we've talked about it, but obviously for everybody watching, what's been going on?
So when we got this application from the original author in 2011, he did great work on it, but it gained popularity during the days of Windows XP, right? So a lot of the code that was written there at the time was written to support Windows 8 XP and maybe even Windows 95 or 98 for all I know. We've spent, so when we acquired it, we spent several years trying to do updates and modernization to it, but without really getting, too in depth into the code, just adding things, right? And it's kind of like if you owned a house and you thought, well, I need a bigger house, so I'm gonna add a room to the back of the house. And I need more room, so I'm going to add another room, and maybe I'll, convert the garage to a room, and I'll build a carport. It's that kind of thing, right?
It's also, if I could jump in for a second, because you inherited the code base to a certain degree, right?
Right, absolutely.
So it's almost like a house of cards too, because
Absolutely.
you want to add, and you're adding little stuff to it. You're adding cards, but you're really cautious that you don't want to do something that will break it, and that's something that you always are almost anxiety ridden because of it, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And the database was Access, and it was written to support the original version of Access, which was built on something that, if you're a nerd, you'll get this. It was the Jet database engine, which was Jet version 1. And and then, people would have databases, and then Microsoft would upgrade their, version of Access to, whatever. And it became really unwieldy to try to stay on Access. So
Yeah.
at the end of it all, we just decided, rather than continually trying to build on rooms and remodel the kitchen, so to speak, we're
Right.
just we're
Tearing it
just
down to the
gonna
foundation.
we're just gonna completely rewrite stuff. And I'm going to show you a logbook tonight. I mean, and I'll show you just pretty much anything you want to see, but
Mhm.
you'll see that it looks fairly similar, and that was intentional. I mean, can you imagine if you go back to when Microsoft decided to take the menus away and put the ribbon in instead, and people freaked out because they couldn't find anything? We don't want to yank familiarity out from underneath people with the application, right? So the application, we want it to look very similar, but
Mhm.
we want it to be significantly more functional, significantly more powerful, faster, and all that. So removing Access and replacing it with SQLite, removing, code that was written for Windows XP, and essentially completely modernizing it with a code base that's capable of running on Mac and Linux, which a lot of people are asking for. So that's what this has been all about. The new database is SQLite, which, they call it an embedded database, but it's a very fast database engine, and it's let's say that it's going to be unencumbered by Microsoft updates, so we won't have that to fight with in the future.
I love that. Well, I mean, it's going to make updates a lot faster, which is huge. That's a major thing. But I
Yeah.
realized the last time we had you on, and I only remembered when you had your little glasses up earlier. Is I think when we kicked off the show last time, you mentioned what it was, either bourbon or scotch. I don't know what you were drinking, but I think you both have something going on there. Are you celebrating? Are you watching the game in the background? Is that what's going on?
Oh no! And I was thinking earlier that we're competing with Game 7 of the World Series, right?
I don't
And
follow any of that, but you're telling me and everybody watching. I hope you have it on in the background if you care about that stuff. But
not that I want to, tell people that, look, I'm going to use an old term which might sound silly. TiVo the thing, watch this show, and then, go back and
that's
watch.
that's
That's what
getting
I
your
say.
priorities in order. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Just no spoilers because we're starting the game from the beginning when we're done here.
Yeah, don't post the score in chat. We're just gonna
Yeah,
go back.
go ahead and
I
close
don't
the
even
chat. You don't
I
even
don't
need to
even
look
know
at it.
I don't even know who's
Yeah.
pitching.
Go ahead and
I'm
close
gonna-
close it all down. You don't have to look at the chat. I'm monitoring. I don't care if it's spoiled because I'm not following any of this. So it's
completely under
totally
control.
fine.
Completely under control.
Yeah. Oh, so big update. Who's basically has access to that right now? Because I know you sent the link out. How
Yeah.
recent is this? It's relatively recent, right?
Yeah, it was published Monday the 27th, and the feedback. I'm gonna say it this way: the feedback has been 85% positive.
Oh.
I think in reality,
Okay.
85% of the people, and I could share some of the comments and feedback, and it's been really, really positive. And they'll say that, wow, this is the most significant improvement to a logging program ever, and things like that. That's great, but beyond that, there were, I'm going to say, probably 10% of the people have decided, I'm going to wait and let other people try this, and I'm going to hear what they have to say. And they're listening to the other 5%, and those 5% have had problems for one reason or another, and they're really vocal about it. So
Sure.
that's okay. That's okay. I mean, we're working with those people. We've got a maintenance release that's in beta right now that should probably go out over the weekend, I hope. So there's a number of things that, personally I want to see, tended as well. But we're listening to customers. One of the things, for example, was The release on the 27th essentially required something in the CPU called AVX2, which is Advanced Vector Extensions, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
And it's a command set that exists in the processor, the CPU, that enables you to speed up things that are visual.
Okay.
And so it requires AVX2. So we thought, gosh, that'll be okay because AVX2 came out in 2014. Everybody's got a new PC, right? So we found out that some people are still using PCs that are older than 2014. So the maintenance release has already eliminated the AVX2 requirement. So we've got it running on. Here's what's interesting and somewhat ironic, really. Think about this.
Mm-hmm.
I've got PCs laying around here all over the place that are old. In fact, I just threw one away here recently. But I grabbed several really old computers that I had here. So I thought, well, I'll just test the new build on this thing because it doesn't need AVX2 anymore. So I'll test it. I could not find an old computer in my house or in my junk heap of computers that did not have AVX2 on it.
Yeah, that's an interesting. I to be honest with you, I hadn't really heard of this before you mentioned it. So I'm curious what the impact has been. You're bringing it up, so I'm assuming people have mentioned this. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when they tried to install it, the software said, "Sorry, you can't do it. Your PC doesn't have AVX2." Which is probably 90% of what the 5% are upset about, right? So I mean, we've got that coming within the next couple of days, and it won't be a requirement. It does require AVX, which version 1, which goes back to 2009. I'm hoping we're okay with that, but that's where that is. But
will it be compatible with both? So you're going to go away from 2 back to 1?
Totally.
So it'll just support both. So you're just making it so it works with everybody. Is kind of what I'm hearing.
We're expanding it to, that population of processors, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a positive thing. It's unfortunate that, oddly enough, here's what happened. Somebody said, hey, you know what, knucklehead, AVX2 wasn't included in Celeron processors until 2020. And I thought, wow, really? I mean, there is no way, absolutely no way that I'm going to tell people that a PC that's perfectly capable of running Windows 11 is one that we're not going to be able to support on Windows or on Ham Radio Deluxe. It's not going to happen. So we went back and sorted it out. Some tough conversations with developers.
Yeah. So kind of taking a step along to how do you get this update? We've talked about the subscription model before, and you correct me if I'm incorrect, and please add to it. Basically, you pay for the year, and you get all the updates that are in that year. And if you just stick with that, you can just hang on to that last download, if you will, and you just run with it. So if your subscriptions are up to date, I love it. We got a guest. We got a guest in the background.
I knew it was going to happen.
Hello. Basically, when you got your subscription up to date, are you just going to be able to get this update? Like, is it something special you got to do, or how's that work?
Yeah, I mean, the good news is that we don't sell subscriptions. So anybody who's purchased the software at any time in the past, 10 years ago, whatever, if you've purchased the software at any time in the past, you can download and install this version for free. It's not going to cost you anything.
Okay.
Because we don't sell versions and we don't sell upgrades.
Okay.
What we do sell are new features and support. So, for example, there are about 7 new features in this application, really cool ones that I'm going to show you here in a bit. Those features are enabled when when the release is less than, if you want, the expiration date of your new features and support. But to your point, if you've got that, you're good to go. You don't have to buy anything. If your new features and support expired a year ago, you can still download this. Those features are going to be disabled, and if you don't want the features, we're all good. You don't have to do anything. You just didn't. You're going to be on the new SQLite database. You're going to have access to all the performance improvements that we put into it. There's just 7 features that are locked out, and if you don't care, awesome. I'm going to try to sell you the 7 features, to be honest, because I think they're
Sure.
wicked cool. But that's what we're doing.
So
I do
an
think it's
incredible
worth
distinction. Oh,
noting-
sorry, Lindy, go
Oh
ahead.
no, I'm sorry. And maybe you covered this. I'm often stepping out on mom duty and then back into work, just for the record.
We've seen that.
Yeah. But I think it's important to note that you can renew at any time. So if you buy the software and you have it for 3 years, 4 years, whatever, and then you decide, oh, that's a feature I'm interested in, then you can grab a renewal then. You don't have to maintain that. So that's where it isn't a subscription,
Right.
because you can bring your software current whenever you feel like it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if I subscribe to QRZ, for example, or if I were a log or a ARRL member, and I just decide I don't want to pay the subscription anymore, I'm not getting QRZ as a magazine anymore, right?
Right.
But with this, that doesn't happen. You buy the software, you're buying a license to use any version of the software,
yours in
current
perpetuity.
or future. So it's a perpetual software license. The renewals are optional, but the burden is on me to try to convince you that we've put something worth using in it.
So making sure I have this correct, because that is a very important distinction. So if I'm already a user of Ham Radio Deluxe, I want to get the update, I can just go download the update right now. Let's say my
Yep.
features and services is I don't have a current it's not currently active. So
Yep.
I go download it. It will allow me to upgrade from the Access database to the MySQL database. Which,
Yes, sir.
is there an intrinsic value of doing that just off the gate?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the main thing is that the problems that we've seen in the past with Access as a database is that when Microsoft releases updates, particularly for Office, which is where Access sits, it often causes connectivity problems to Access, particularly if you're running the 64-bit version of Office.
Okay.
And if you're running the 32-bit version of Office, you're a little less likely to see these problems. But at any rate, this eliminates those problems, and this database is significantly faster. So we measured this with some tools, and it's almost 3 times faster than what the prior version was.
So in just intrinsic value off the rip
Yeah.
there, you got 3x speed increase just from taking your logbook, for instance, and bringing it over to MySQL,
That's
simply
right.
from downloading the update. Okay, well, I mean,
Yeah.
there you go, sold immediately, and that's a zero cost for any user out there. So that's awesome. I
Yep.
love that. Why don't we've got a number of questions here that I want to get to, but why don't you bring it up and let's see a little bit of it, and maybe you talk to one or two of the first couple of features, and then I'll pepper you with questions while you're occupied to throw you off a little bit while you're operating your software.
So here we've got, Josh's QRZ picture.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull that up here. Yeah, there we go.
Lindy actually wants to get, next time you're at a Hamfest, and she's a photographer, right? So, I mean, the next time you're at a Hamfest, just stand in front of our booth and she'll take your picture, and you can
get you a proper headshot.
So this was literally taken at a party, somebody's like backyard party, and I was just like, I'm just going to use this. Yeah, why not? So what do we have going on there?
What you're looking at here? Yeah. So there's a big change over here on the lookup pane, because when I'm looking at this, I can tell that you and I have worked each other on 20 meters digital.
Sounds right.
We
Sounds right.
We haven't confirmed it, but that's where it is. If I look down here at the bottom for the country, I can see that, pretty much for the United States, I've confirmed everything on every band. For whatever reason, my 30 and 17 meter CW QSOs haven't confirmed. So if you've worked me on 30 and 17, just please, upload the QSOs so I can get those done. But it's a lot easier. It's more like a leaderboard. It's a lot easier to see. And if I'm looking over here, for example, if I click on this one here, this 5R8XX, I can see that that's why this B4 column says it's a yellow yield sign. It means I've worked them, but I've not confirmed them on 30 meters digital. And for that station, while it's on the air, I might have some other slots that I want to fill in there, and I can see them. But for the country of Madagascar, I can see where I'm at down here. Also, iota, so you can see that. So you can see what bands and modes or mode groups you've worked them on.
That's cool.
Over here in DX cluster, you can turn on the WSI filter, and this is going to show me only countries that I need. So look at this one, which is a DXpedition that's on the air right now. They're on 160 meters, and I haven't worked. You can see up here, I've worked them on 80, 40, 30, 15, 12, and 10. We haven't really tried to get them confirmed yet. And if you look down here, I needed those, right? So, I mean, for each one of those, I actually needed it, and Ham Radio Deluxe told me to go work it. Right now, because it's coming up in an alarm, it's telling me I need to go work this, and it would fill in 160 meters for me. So, normally I would be chasing after them on 160 right now, but they'll still be there later, and I'll go get them. So over here in, we added something really cool under the WSI filters, which folks were asking for, which is an at-no or an all-time new one column, and this enables you to unselect. You can unselect band and mode, for example. This is why I'm going to get the filters will show only those QSOs, or sorry, only those DX spots that I need to work. If I look at the alarms, by the way, I can go over here and it will show me I want an alarm for the same things, but I don't have to. They go to my they do text to speech or email, and I could probably show you the emails I'm getting on those, but it helps you kind of understand that this is on the air and you need to go work it right away.
Yeah.
Same thing for HRD alert. So right now I'm on 30 meters FT8.
Right now, you're working contacts in the background. So if they
no,
want to
I'm
get
not,
you...
but I probably could. I told people that I would. So if I come over here, I'll just start calling CQ. I'll pick a spot and we'll just do that. There we go. There we go.
Yeah, we see the log screen.
So
right now. You have to switch,
because you guys see the log screen, but the cool thing about this is that I can change this to where I say only show the people that are calling CQ. So that's going to show, the station's calling CQ, obviously. I like to change it to CQ and me. Now, nobody's calling me yet, but here in a moment, if people start answering me, I'll see that there. And by the way, just for the stream, I'm on 10.136 FT8 right now.
And it's Whiskey Alpha 9 Papa India Echo, everybody. WA.
That's right.
9 Pi.
Yeah.
Look for him on you'll show up on the stream.
That's right. You'll show up right here. And another thing to mention, by the way, is that the same options exist here for if I want to set the alarms for HRD alerts separately from the DX cluster. I can do that here. So what this is doing is this is taking the decodes out of WSJTX. So I could pull that over and probably just show what's coming in through this. And when we get to the end of I'll unfilter this, by the way.
I think you probably have calls coming in right now. I think people said they're trying to call you.
I haven't seen any yet.
Uh-oh, here we go. Hopefully I'm going to hit you right now.
But anyway, you can see the one I'm transmitting now, but when the new decodes come in, you're actually not seeing this screen at all, the WSJTX at all. That's okay. That's okay. But when decodes come in from WSJTX, they're displayed on the screen. That's how they get
right. There. That was what I think you were trying to show.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Let's see if somebody's calling me here. Nothing yet. I'm feeling all alone.
Yeah, what's going on? Did you check your coax before we went live?
Right.
You guys you got that Dodger fever over there. So there was a question in the chat. By the way, we will take questions towards the end, so just get ready. It'll be at Ham Radio Crash Course. Also, if you want to join us in the after chat, go check out the link in the Discord. We have it in the show topic or the show description. But
let me show you one more cool thing here. Another cool thing is that you ever get to your radio and let's say, I don't know, it's 6 o'clock in the afternoon or evening. What band do you go chasing on? Don't know, right?
Right.
So think of it this way. in the DX histogram feature right here, this is showing you where all the activity is right now.
Oh, okay.
Which is really cool because if you're just coming on, you can see, CW digital and phone. Of course, we live in the age we're in, so everybody's on digital. No one has like phone conversations anymore. So the 40 meters right now is pretty hot for digital.
That is cool.
And you can see that people are still on 10.
Show me how they got to that, by the way. Sorry, I switched over to you a little late. So, the bottom tab there is the cluster, and then you went over to the right there to the DX histogram.
Yeah.
Ah.
Very cool, right?
Yes.
Very cool.
Very helpful.
Another thing is, let's say, for example, I'm going to put your call back in here, KI6. And then if I put you in the log, or if I'm going to put you in the log, and I look at the location tab, first of all, there's your picture, right?
That's me.
As I'm adding you into the log. It's we've done this before, and you're at like a post office. That's where ours is too. But
that's where I live. I live in the post office.
We can see where your house is, and you might, if YouTube objects, you might have to blur out your address. They got after me about that. But this is one of the cool things as well. And you've got worldwide flora and fauna, soda, POTA. There's a lot of park fans out there. And if I'm working you and you're in a park, and I know you do a lot of this, give me a park name, Josh.
Bolsa Chica State Beach.
Oh, you had to give me one that was hard to spell.
Oh, it's just BOLSA. Chica, CHICA, Chica. Bolsa
it's not.
Chica.
Why isn't that showing up?
I think you have to stop sharing the first one.
Yeah. So we'll
hang on a second. Let me do this.
So everybody knows, Dr. Mike might have the largest screen of any human being. And so when he screen shares it on my 1080 live stream, it's this tall. And so he's going through the applications right now.
If you have the window open, will it show up there?
No. Oh. Because I want to share a region of the screen.
Okay, let's do this. Share the big screen, and I'll cut it down on my end. I think I can do that.
Cool.
Let's try it.
See
how it goes.
So
we'll do it live, so it's gonna work. We know it'll work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So okay, let me do something real fast here.
I'll let you work some magic.
I want the which side do I want?
The right-hand side with the Josh face on it.
Okay. Look at this. We're live editing. Okay.
Okay.
Right,
yeah.
We got it.
Yeah. Exactly that.
Yep,
exactly.
Got it. Now this is just the whole screen there. Yeah. Go nuts.
Yep. So basically, if I add you to the log, I'm pulling this up, and then it's going to show me. I'm going to go back to the location tab. It's going to show me the map there.
That's
where you
live.
At the post
I live in a little tent there.
In a sleeping bag. And then your picture and so on. If you were in a park and you were giving me a park name, so I'm gonna go with
3411, by the way, if you want the identifier.
Okay, 3411. That's a great way to find it.
So you don't have to spell it.
And it must be North America.
It is, yes.
NA 3411?
Or US 3411.
Oh, sorry. Duh. There it is. So if I double click on this, it automatically fills in all the park stuff for where you're located, and I can track the parks that I've worked by their number. And the same thing is true for soda and worldwide flora and fauna. So I would save that. If you were an activator, then you would basically do the same thing by configuring your My Station information. Okay. Here's my address. That's great. Still P.O. Box, so it doesn't matter. But I could put in over here, whatever park I'm working from. And I don't need to know the number. Mm-hmm. If I know the name of the park or the summit or whatever, I can put it in from there. So I was showing a while ago, and it probably didn't come up, but the alarms and filters.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, now.
And that's new.
And what do you use that for? Since we brought it up again, just refresh it for people. Why you go in here to do what? Yeah,
so with our logbook, other programs may ask you to define a list of call signs that you need. For us, there's no defining call signs. The program already knows what countries, grids, U.S. counties. I mean, you can see all kinds of things in here that we might want to track, states, and so on. So when you want to be alerted about those things, then you can set up the alarm to alert you when there's a new state coming on a particular band that you want to work, or when there's a CQ zone that you need, or by band or mode and so on. I tend to just use the band and Atno ones because I really don't need that much anymore. But then this is what sends off the alarms that show up on your email. I've got it going to an app called Pushover on my phone, and so it's going out via email. I've got a Embrava light pole or a blink light here that's going to light up and chirp if I want it to chirp. I can skip them if I've already been alerted for them. The same thing for filters, and we did provide people with the ability to set filters differently from the alarm. So I've got the filters on right now. If I turn the filters off and I'm in the DX cluster, I can see a whole lot of stuff here. And if I'm looking at the Atno band and mode for country, which is what this is, I can see a whole lot of green there, right? And if I worked everything, that's not that exciting. So I turn on the filter and it hides everything that's not green for the things that I selected, if that makes sense. And then the same thing is
things you're trying to basically make contacts in, either zones or
regions. You want to add it
yeah.
to your log for whatever reason. And the same thing happens for HRD alert. So those are a few of the big things that were added.
You know what you haven't shown yet that everybody's been talking about?
What's that?
Dark mode.
Oh yeah. So people said,
thank you, Lindy. You're
yeah.
So we did get asked about that a couple of times. Yeah.
Lots of times. So if I come down here to, somebody's calling me, I better go back and, do you see that? Hang on, I'll go to calling me.
Oh, look at that. There they are.
I'll answer back on the next cycle.
K5TAR. That's a cool call sign, by the way. That's a cool call sign.
Let's see, there we go. So now I can slide this over and just show you.
Yeah.
In the background, I've got WSJTX, and it's pumping all the stuff over here. So that's what's going on there. And I don't. All right, there we go. All right, so we'll see if that actually works. And thanks to, this is K-Star. This is Ryan. So cool.
Yeah, good job, Ryan.
Hopefully we can get him in the log here in a minute.
Show us that
dark mode. So tools, dark theme.
I feel like there should be a countdown or something. I love this transition.
Where I missed it. Where I'm doing this. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Where is it in the? I'm literally on the tools page. Where was it? I missed it. You click tools, and then where was it on tools?
And you drop down to dark theme.
Dark theme.
Just down towards
Just
the bottom.
down towards the bottom. The third one from the bottom.
Interesting.
Don't make me come over there.
Well, no, you know what it is I just ran my shortcut, and I performed the update yesterday, but I don't see it. So I'm wondering if I'm opening the old version. That can't be.
Oh yeah, you got it. You do have to download the latest one because it's not in the 6.8 version.
Oh, okay. So that's a very good question. Well, I have you then. So the update for the MySQL update, if you will, that is the 6.9. Right?
Right.
And then does that have the dark mode in it if you have the features?
It does.
Okay.
It's one of the new feature additions.
It is.
So maybe my shortcut is the old shortcut. So I will have to.
For some reason, hang on. I got to figure out why.
Well,
I may have to change my audio devices. When I connected to the stream, I don't think my audio is going out over the air. So. You ever do that? Like Windows decides to pick whatever audio device, but anyway, that's dark. That's really cool. I mean, I think it looks great.
dark mode's what everybody wants. If you have a screen as big as Dr. Mike's and you walk in and you got all that white and light blue, you'll burn your eyes out. You got to have the dark mode turned on. So that's
Yeah,
great.
and when it's
Oh, I got it. I found it. Okay.
struggling to
Yeah.
stay awake.
That was my bad.
Oh, you got it?
What it was
Okay,
was
cool.
I was using station controller. I was trying to go to tool station controller, but it's in the log. So specifically that one. So look, I am also dark moded now. I'm all set. I'm all set. Yeah. It's perfect. I my all my apps now are all dark mode, and I'm very excited about that. You have no idea how that alone is, is such an amazing thing.
So dark mode will be added to each one of the apps as we rewrite them. So dark mode right now only in Logbook, but in the next phases of what we're doing, we've already started rewriting the other 4 applications, and as they get rewritten, then dark mode will be included in each of those.
Oh, okay. So okay, good distinction. So the dark mode is on for Logger, and then you're gonna
That's right.
bring it out for the rest of them.
Right.
So just talking about going back to the update, because this is such kind of a I already kind of think I know where you're going with this, but you've been working at this for a while. So what's taken the amount of time? What's been building kind of to this? What's taken the effort?
Yeah, I mean, the real, I mean, one of the that happened was we actually tried to add SQLite to this I did a demonstration at Orlando in February of 23.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was doing the demo, I was just not happy with the speed and performance of the application. I mean, right now, hopefully this won't show me up, but if I'm going to go and double click this record and boom, open, right? I mean, I'm not editing this video. It's like really fast. So,
Right.
but when I did this in February of 23, I was totally not happy with the speed and performance of the application. And I went back to the developers, and it's like Scotty in the engine room of the Enterprise, right? I mean, I need more power. I need faster. I need better. And if I came back and said, there's no way we can get you any more speed unless we completely rewrite the application. So I said, great, I'm down with that. How long will it take? And they said, about 6 months. I thought, okay, 6 months. Gotcha. We're good to go. 6 months.
That's it.
No. Got 6 months down the line, and no. I mean, I think that, and to be honest, our developers are not ham radio operators. And if you were not a ham radio operator and you started looking at this thing, you thought, oh, this is pretty simple. I got this entry form where I add records into this database and I view them. This is pretty easy. But this ends up being one of the most complicated applications that our developers have ever seen. And they're known for developing video games, some fairly well-known video games. It's what their primary business is. Speed is a must in video games, right? So anyway, it ended up taking a lot longer. And if you ask the lead developer, she would probably tell you that I've been nitpicking this thing all along, but and so have the beta testers. But at the end of the day, we want something we got here, which is something that's dramatically better than anything we've ever turned out before.
I think it's worth noting also here that the logbook, correct me if I'm wrong, was the most complex rewrite of all of the software applications in the suite. And so it really did take a long time. Now they've got their footing. So from here, the trajectory is a little more
speedy.
Yes. Yeah. Hopefully, right?
The developers actually have rig control rewritten in part. And they said, well, let's just go ahead and release these changes to rig control. I said, no way. I don't have time to test all this stuff right now. I want to get this out, give people the benefit of the things that we've already been able to do. And then the next release, to be honest, because rotor control is very simple as an application. Satellite tracking only has 2 things that we're trying to fix and finish up.
Mm-hmm.
Rig control is a little bit more complicated, but those three things next release. I don't know. It'll depend on how quickly some of those things come together. We've got 4 developers and a QA person working on it simultaneously right now. But the other thing to think about, and this is cool, DM780, which are digital modes application, we're going to use AI engines within DM780 to do 2 things. One, to separate the signal from the noise. It was fascinating to me when the Beatles Get Back documentary came out, and the guy who had put all this stuff together was using AI, or when they did the last Beatles recordings off of cassettes, and they were able to pull the stuff off and use AI to kind of line it all up so it sounds fantastic. So I thought, well, great. If they can do that, we can clean up the signal. So we're going to separate the signal from the noise. That's the first thing. And the second thing is that we're going to use kind of a machine learning large language model kind of to clean up the text that's displayed. Particularly important with CW, because if people aren't particularly as good as machines at sending CW, so it's not always lining up to where it's perfectly readable. So we'll use AI to line that up, and that's also going to be coming. And hopefully, and I'm going to make a statement, and my wife hates this, but I'd like this time next year.
Oh no.
I know, right? She's going to kill me. Is she listening out there?
You're going to hear a beating on
She's
the
watching
door
the Dodgers. She's not thinking about anything we're doing right now.
I'm not making a promise here. I'm just making, gosh, I hope it happens like this. But I would like to think that a year from now, we're looking at version 7 with Josh. It's got all of the things that I just talked about. It can run natively
She's
on
got
Lindy's
the Buckies
Mac.
on there. There you go.
There's
the door opens. The door opens.
I said
We
no.
live veto, everyone. Live veto on the air.
Face on the camera. Anyway,
I think that honestly, we've taken a lot of slack in the last two years about the timeline of this release, but this was the first bite of the pie. Right. And so
it's the biggest bite. You guys took
the
biggest bite out of it. You really did.
So
yeah.
From here, I do think that we should refrain from committing to an actual
it's like eating an elephant, right?
It is.
How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. But we basically gobbled the body, and next we're going to do the tail, the trunk, and the ears.
Yeah.
It's kind of the way. Sorry.
But almost
sorry.
First, you had to almost re-engineer your teeth even to start eating the elephant, right? If you really think about it, the system you had in place with access is a dinosaur, to be just frank about it. And so moving to MySQL is a much better position to be able to develop on for speed alone. Just think of, so everybody watching, everybody listening, as someone who has developed code, the cycle time alone of making changes and recompiling and then being able to rerun. Imagine doing that, but you're doing it 3x slower, right? Now the whole process just becomes elongated, right? So the fact that you went back, you updated the tool set, you updated the baseline, that kills companies, by the way, everybody watching. This has taken a ton of companies straight out of the amateur radio game. There are amateur radio software titles that have disappeared because they could not upgrade to newer technologies, newer databases, newer whatever. So this is a commendable update. This is a great update. It's fantastic. You should be very proud, and I know you are.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
We are.
We had a client the other day. It's such a great point. I put a post in our Facebook group, and I said, you guys, can we please just congratulate my dad? Like, let's just take this 30 seconds here and congratulate him. This is commendable. Yes, it's taken forever. I get it, but the staying power, and that's what one of our clients responded with, is the tenacity that it would take to stick with this through all of the impatience and when is this coming and the frustrations, because he really did want to get it right as well. There were things that we knew, you're nitpicking, you're really getting into the nitty gritty. Everyone wants to just have something out there, and I'm terribly impatient. Yeah. So for me, I was like, can we please just put it, we'll fix it later. Just let's go.
Like
No,
literally, the chat
but
is erupting.
Well,
with
it's a
congrats.
tedious thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Good job.
the first release is one where we're moving somebody's data from one database platform to another one. And I don't care whether you're doing it with, a ham radio application, or in my day job, I'm doing this with large ERPs, right? And so you can't just move from one to another and lose people's data. That just doesn't work. The way we've done this, though, protects the data people have collected, because we're not so much converting as much as we're creating a brand new empty database, and we're importing the data from the other database. So it's
that's a good
always
point, too.
there.
Yeah.
But we had, over the course of the last couple of years, we had people saying, well, they've gone out of business. They've taken our money and they've run off to Australia, and they're out of business, and they're not. So Noah, this is something, just be clear, this is something I'm dedicated to forever. And I've had people offer to buy this from me, and I'm not selling it. Hopefully my wife doesn't run back in here again in a minute and say, sell. But if something happens to me, Lindy's in charge. And she'll run it. She's perfectly capable of running it. I've got a day job, so she does it when I'm not available, and so on. So that's what we're doing.
The future's in good hands, is what you're saying.
That's a fact.
I appreciate that. That's awesome. So going back to the massive improvements, how has that changed your cycle time on updates? And do you see a future? Hopefully what's your roadmap? I guess I don't know if you're willing to divulge that, but what's your cycle time looking like?
You know what? We're about to do a maintenance release on Logbook. Now that Logbook's been converted, getting changes made to Logbook won't take much time. The biggest amount of time we have right now is not getting the developers to make the change. It's getting the beta testers time to test it. So they're volunteers, and you have to work off of whatever their schedule is. I'm actually running it right now, but I mean, we're running a beta version of a maintenance release that will go out hopefully days. And the developer made the change pretty quickly. When we have small things that needs to go, the developers will make the change, and I'll test them and roll it out. And it could all happen in the same day. We can't do that with the rig control program right now. As it stands, we can't add new radios to rig control, which it's a negative point about rig control right now.
It's heading in an exciting direction.
And so in the new version of rig control, all of the command files will be external to code. So we can distribute and deploy new radios without building a new release, without a developer having to code. And that's a big plus. So, that stuff can happen very quickly. Same with just about anything else you could call out.
Sure. You're cutting in and out a little bit there.
I've stumped him.
No. You had a little break in the internet there, so I hope it settles down. By the way, everybody watching, we had like an AWS outage. There was like a Fortnite outage in this house. That's a huge thing. My kids are clawing at the door with looking for something to do. So internet's a little fussy right now, so I'm recording this locally in case we need it. But I wanted to pull this up really fast because this is the email that went out for 6.9. And so everything that was in this post, I think we might have covered, but I want to make sure we don't miss anything, because you got the POTA SOTA Worldwide Flora and Fauna, new the dark mode. We love that. QRZ images, I think we saw that. The map added to the ALE location tab. Do we look at that yet? Oh, yes, that's where I live. That's my home. What is the I don't even know how to. What is blind light? How does that work? What is that? Blink light. What is that?
I'm going to try to see if I can. So this is the coolest thing. Oh, good. So she's got. So I'm going to disconnect from the DX cluster.
Okay.
I'm going to disconnect from the DX cluster, and then I'm going to reconnect. And when I do, I'll hold this up here, Vanna, so everybody can see it.
I don't know what's about to happen here. This is cool.
When I connect, it's going to recollect spots, and at the same time that it does, my phone and this thing are basically going to start chirping at the same time.
Okay.
Oh, there are none on here that I haven't worked. Hang on a second. Let me I'll try to spot something or somebody that I'm going to send the 160 meter spot, I think, for 60. Let me do this on the fly. Stand by.
Yeah. Oh no, we're
there
live.
it is. There it is.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. Did you see the light go off?
I'm not sure it showed up super well. I've got it closer now.
Here, hang on. Hang on. I will send a spot.
We got lights on the show now. I did not expect the light. How you're gonna have to tell us how this is getting the ham radio. This is gonna be amazing.
Here we go. I'm gonna spot 603T, and when I do, and it shows up, it should set this thing off. There it goes.
It did, yeah.
Did it? Okay. Oh yeah, there it is.
So wait. Okay, so what is happening with the light? What does that mean?
Oh.
For some reason, I'm having a really rough connection at the moment, Josh. It sounds like you are on the surface of Mars.
Okay, hold on.
It does.
I can fix that.
Can you sing or something?
Well, while he's looking at that, could you explain what's happening with the red light?
Yeah, basically, I have set up an alarm that basically says whenever a new country shows up for a band that I need or an all-time new one that I need, it's going to send me an email, which I could, it's probably not going to show up on the screen very well, but I'll give it a try.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's gonna show me that station where it is on my phone. That's what that does. And then that Imbrava blink light is what Lindy was just holding. So it will light up so I can see this from across the room. I could also set it to play a tone. So it will say, hey, you, or, I'm not doing that, but there's text to speech. There's various different ways to receive alarms. And that's what was happening.
Do you have this in our suggested Amazon?
We do actually.
That's cool.
We do on our Amazon affiliate site. If you want to check out the Imbrava blink light.
Yeah, so it's like a notification.
Josh has got a site too, but this is that blink light right here.
Yeah.
So
wait,
I think they're about $45 or something. Yeah, that's what this one is.
They've got one for 40.
Yeah. So those are pretty cool, huh?
They are. Can you hear me?
Did we get Josh back?
Okay, hold on. 1 second. I'm joining.
I don't
again.
I don't hear your voice, bud.
1 second.
Can you hear us? He's saying one moment.
And
stand by. I don't hear him.
That was weird. Oh, okay. Now you should be able to hear me.
Speak to me, Josh. Oh, there you are.
Okay.
There you are.
So the blink light is a notification tool. Is that about right?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. Very cool. I was like, I've never even heard of this before, and they why must they spell it this way? So okay.
It's so this is USB connected. The blink light people told me they were going to come up with one that's Wi-Fi connected. So I think the really great idea is, if it's Wi-Fi connected, it's probably charged. So if you're going to have dinner, and once your mother has put out a very nice dinner for us, I'll just take the thing and set it next to my dinner plate. And if the thing goes off, you can just run off and go work some DX, right?
Go. Or when you're sitting here watching kitten videos, scrolling.
I do love kitten videos.
Now, is this like a battery operated thing, or does it have to have USB-C?
This one's USB.
Do they have ones that?
If you don't want to carry it around with you, you can set it up to literally send you a text message or an email.
Yeah.
And so then you've got,
But the light won't be portable until they come out with the Wi-Fi one that they said they're coming out with.
Ah, okay. So this is like an activated tool kind of thing off of USB.
Yep.
That's cool though. I love that.
It is.
Yeah. There you go. I just dropped the link for the blink light. Okay, so let me go back here, make sure we hit them all. I think we did though. You guys are you definitely know your tool very well here. So the DX histogram, we talked about that. UDP light pole integration. Did we talk about that? Okay.
A bit like a stoplight. Got like a green, yellow, and red kind of arrangement there.
Mm-hmm.
and then it connects to your network, and then you can send it messages. And that's what this does, basically sending it a message saying light up the pole whenever. It's the same thing that the blink light's doing, but it's a little bit different technology.
So this is for notifying people that
Yep.
filters that you have set in the
Yeah.
logger, that there's a contact potentially available via the cluster, whatever
Right.
it is. Yeah.
Right, because
Okay.
we're all collecting something, right? We're
Mhm.
collecting parks, we're collecting IOTAs or grids or zones or countries or counties or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you don't want to miss them. I mean, at this point, I've worked I've worked I'll put the awards up here. I've got 2,686 challenge countries. I need only 4 more mixed, and we can look at those and see what that is. It's Scarborough Reef, Kerguelen, Cure Island, and DPRK, which everybody's got on their list. So you see when this thing right here lit up, Josh, this spot right here?
Yeah.
At that same time, I got the text message on my phone. The Umbrava light lit up. And so then I know that I need to go and do something. But yeah, I mean, if I'm, and that's the stuff that I'm chasing that helps me increase my challenge count. When I put this together, 3 years ago, I think we put HRD alert in, and I had 2,100 challenge countries. Now I've got almost 2,700 challenge countries.
Nice.
It's all due to Ham Radio Deluxe and what we've added with HRD alert and the alarms there.
What was the old ad line? It's like, I'm not just the CEO, I'm also a client. That's a little bit what that feels like. It's like I'm building the tool that I like, and then I hope you like it too. Hair club, was it hair club for men?
Like I liked it so well. I think that Robert Crowder, the craft guy, did that with the razors too. I liked the product so much I bought the company. It's kind of the way it worked.
Yeah.
I do.
I mean, you're literally getting that's the whole idea. And there was a couple of people in the chat that actually mentioned it, that like you can immediately use it out of the box, to use a term here.
Right. Absolutely.
For logging your WSJTX contacts, it's very easy to set up. You just log your QSOs, SSB, whatever. But then you have all these like hidden features that you peel away like the layers of an onion to get to like really turning focus, if you will, to amateur radio, to kind of unlock those contacts you're looking for.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me make a couple quick plugs real quick.
Plug away.
If
I want to do this part.
Okay, do this part.
This is my favorite part of the job.
Okay.
Okay, y'all, just for you for hanging out with us tonight, I want to offer you 20% off.
Wait a minute, we didn't talk about this.
I'm going to be in a second. We'd like to offer you 20% off of your software or a purchase of 12 months of new features and support.
Okay.
You can do that with the code HRCC20.
Okay, HRCC20. And then the link is in the video.
Makes sense, right?
What's that? Yeah.
Yep, HRCC20 gets you 20% off. That's perfect doing that.
And
also,
link is in the comments and in the description and all that stuff, so you guys can find the link and you'll be good to go there. Yeah.
If you're joining us today because you got our newsletter and or saw our social media post, you're finding out about Josh's site for the first time, subscribe to his site, Ham Radio Crash Course on YouTube. It's fantastic. He's got all kinds of great material here, and so give him a like, join. Do all that stuff. Join ours too, for that matter. But yeah, it's really great material that you have on here, Josh.
Yes, you are Ham Radio. Or sorry, you're Ham Radio Deluxe on YouTube. Just Ham Radio Deluxe. That's how you guys find you. Yep. So at Ham Radio Deluxe, I'll make sure to add that to the link as well. In fact, I'll do it right now while we're live. Are you down? We're going over the hour, and I know you got a TiVo burning full of hot Dodgers game time. But you want to take some questions? You got time for that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, excellent. Anybody
can do
at Ham Radio Crash Course, so at me in the chat, so I see it quickly. We'll take your questions live here with Dr. Mike and Lindy. So we'd love to take that. So all right, I'm going to update the link. Go to, please, sub to
While we're waiting for the
Yeah.
first question, I saw several, and only because I'm a Mac user as well, I kept seeing over and over about when is
I
Mac.
love that you're trolling. I love that you're in the chat because I was gonna hit you with that one hard, but you're
Yeah,
jumping on it.
yeah.
I love it. Hit it.
So that's version 7. And we actually had a lot of people ask us, why did you cram so much into a release that wasn't 7? And it's because we want 7 to be comprehensive, that the package is done and we are running on Mac and Linux. And, then it's just wide open from there. But we can't put a timeline specifically on 7, but like we discussed at this point, we feel like the roadmap's going to move pretty quickly through the rest of these apps. And once they're all rewritten, then Mac and Linux are next. That's what we're all counting down to.
There's a big population of Mac and Linux users out there, and we don't have access to them right now. And that's
well,
how
I got a very local Mac user, or very loud is the word. It's Mike K at MRD. Right, K at MRD has been looking for the Mac version of HRD for forever. I know he talks to you like every show.
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah.
Mike. He's in the
high
chat.
fives here because I feel like I'm the one that finally.
We love him. We're going to get. I mean,
Yeah.
literally, Logbook will run on a Mac right now. We've done it.
With what?
I can't release it like that because
gotcha.
you also need control.
Yeah.
So there's no point releasing it until all the applications are fully ready.
Gotcha. So in my office, I edit all my videos on a Mac, and I'm often remoting into my HF station from my office. And so it'd be great if I could just, duplicate, or not duplicate, but just have one kind of solution for that. So would love
And
that.
for what it's worth,
yep.
it is possible to run HRD on a Mac using something like Parallels, or I saw a new one recently. Like it's not. It's not
if you run
impossible, it's
Windows,
just
like if you
a little
VM
extra
like
work,
Windows,
yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so questions, they're coming in. So
Yeah.
first one from Mr. Sideboom. Any chance for full native Linux support?
Oh yeah, that's gonna be coming in version 7. So like
Version
Lindy
7.
said, when we get all 5 of the applications rewritten, it will at that point be multi-platform, meaning Windows, Mac, and Linux. It'll be multilingual. So localization is the term developers use, but we want to have we all the time get questions. I had a guy the other day said, there's a lot of French hams, and we think you should be able to support French language, and I totally agree. C'est bon, monsieur. That would be marvelous, and as well as there's a lot of Spanish speaking folks and so on. So I mean, it's a really important between multi-platform with Mac and Linux and multilingual. Those are some of the biggest initiatives for us. Absolutely.
Yeah, I excited about that as a Linux user too. So let's see. Next one from what's crazy about this comment is Mark Hughes, who's a friend of ours on the Discord. Dr. Mike and I were talking about AI before the show. What's the story with AI and Ham Radio Deluxe? Have you thought about some kind of integration there, or what? Like, since Dr. Mike's a big user of this, so what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think it really has to do with digital signal processing, and what we can do to improve the quality of the signal that's being decoded. When you try to decode a signal out of the noise, the noise level affects your ability to decode it. So the decoding happens, in the midst of noise, putting it that way. What we want to do is separate the signal from the noise so there's no noise to have to avoid in the decoding. So, or little or no noise. But I mean, I've done a little bit of this. You can pretty well separate instruments, from each other. The Beatles just did this with some of the recordings where they had mixed everything down to all the drums were down to one track, but you couldn't really hear the bass drum. So they've taken that stuff and separated all the instruments. So now it sounds great, right?
Yeah.
So, we'll be doing that as well as helping to make it more readable. And because if someone puts, 73, and then the D, and then there's space E, and then C/UL or whatever.
Right.
All that stuff should be easier to read. And it's with CW, it's kind of hard because humans are sending code, right? So we need to clean it up.
Yeah. Question from Focus Upward. Any tips for importing old log from previous version? So I watched your video on this, and it followed me through the process of upgrading, but what would you add to that?
Yeah, if you're converting from a prior version of Ham Radio Deluxe, let's say prior version of 6 Ham Radio Deluxe, it'll find your log. It'll basically bring you to a wizard and say, select these ones. They'll be selected by default, and it'll basically migrate the data, or it won't move it, copies the data into the brand new database. And for 85% of the people that have tried it, they just said, yeah, what's the big deal? It works. Thank you very much. This is fast. Wow. There are some folks who have done things that are a little bit harder to support, where they've taken their database and put it on a SQL server someplace out in the internet, and then they've run this and they've had some trouble. But that's like the less than 5% category. So for most everyone, just run the wizard. It'll work out. If you have backups of your logs from prior versions, you can restore those from the backups. We've done that. If you have ADIFs from a different logging program that you want to restore that, it's all pretty easy. I think you still got my screen shared, but basically under a logbook, backups, restore, that's how that works. Or if you want to do a import of ADIF, that's how you do it. It's really pretty straightforward.
Well, and here's a quick shameless plug of our support, our support team. If you're enrolled in the new features and support, that's not just the new features we talked about earlier, but you have access to our support team, who are really fantastic. And I did see someone ask about the support queue, and yeah, we are very busy right now, but
it's a little deep.
Yeah, but our guys can literally remote in if you're having trouble, if you get stuck, and walk you through anything. There's no question too big or small, right?
Help with things that aren't necessarily Ham Radio Deluxe problems, which does cause the queue to expand a bit. And the queue is pretty big right now because we've had, a lot of people making this change. If it had gone 100% smoothly instead of just 85% smoothly, we'd still have a bigger support queue.
Yeah.
But we'll get through that. Oh, let me show you something else really cool.
Okay.
You still have my screen up, right?
I do.
So there's a find button here. I'm in the DX cluster.
Wait, where are you? Hold on. I want to move your screen to where. Okay,
in the lower. I'm in the lower part here.
Yep.
I click this find button, and if I'm going to put in 603T. It basically filters the list down to just those things.
Oh,
and
cool.
you can do that in HRD Alert. You can do that in the DX cluster. You can do that up here. If I just want to find all the QSOs with W1AW, let's say. There's all the QSOs with W1AW. Notice how fast that was too. So this is great. It's a great new feature. This is free, right?
The speed is yeah. So
that's free.
Upgrade to the new database system, and you got that.
We call that an enhancement. Enhancements are free, so it's another one of those things that let's just go get that.
I love it. All right, next, probably the user with the best username, and I got to move you out of the way there so that we can put the. It's the Hamlick maneuver with will HRD honor confirmations from other platforms like LOTW or QRZ. So I don't know what the story is there. What's that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to go and open up a QSO here. And I'm on the QSL tab right here. So here's his picture, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
A couple weeks ago, I think, or a week or 10 days ago. And on one tab now, it was on different tabs before, but I've got a confirmation on logbook.
Oh,
which I do. I can see when the upload was done. So for Logbook of the World, EQSL, Club Log, QRZ's logbook, HRDlog.net. Those are the main ones. I might be missing something, but all of those confirmations show up there. Here's another cool thing. When the new QSOs come into the log right now, previously they would just say, here's the logbook of the world sent column over here, if you can see it where my mouse is moving.
Yeah.
All the ones that haven't been uploaded yet are now showing as queued. So I don't have to select them or go find them. All I really have to do is click the upload button. I upload all the ones that are queued. It shows me there are 19 of them. I hit upload, and all those are going to go uploaded to Logbook of the World. And then it'll all show these things as being sent. Yes, and then we're good.
Excellent. Okay.
I think they're suffering from a AWS problem.
Maybe.
Oh, there we go. There we go. So those are done, and now you can see that all these guys are set to yes.
Okay.
So they've all been uploaded.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, the same thing with downloads. I'm not going to do it now, but I mean, if I click download, it would download all the ones that have been confirmed since the last time I downloaded.
Yeah, and there's a syncing that you have to do there to be able to.
Same thing happens for all the other online loggers.
Yeah, so David Clark is in the chat, and he asks, any idea how long the support queue is? My logbook 6.9 bricked today after a Windows update. So let's blame Windows. We're blaming Windows here. So what's the support queue look like?
Right now, I think in the tech support, there's about 100. I'll say this, there's about 100 waiting, and some of them are duplicates. So big suggestion, this came from one of our support folks, said, would you please tell people to get into the queue once? It's helpful if you get into the queue once, and we'll get to you, but really, really important concept. And then I'm not making this stuff up. We absolutely take people on a first in, first out basis. It's first come, first served. So, when you get your spot in the queue, whether you get there by filling out a support request on our portal, if you come in via email, if you call and leave a voicemail message, which I want to hit that point again here in a moment, it all goes into the same system. And that's when you get your spot in the queue. If you come back again, then you get a different spot in the queue, and it just causes the team a little bit of work to try to clean up the queue and make sure that all your tickets are getting tended. But I highly recommend going to our portal. There's a lot of self-help there. 90% of the common questions that people ask are already answered there.
And it's searchable. I think that's worth noting. Yeah. It is so user-friendly anymore. You can type in a keyword, a question, and it's going to take you to some great information.
I mean, let me do something here just to demonstrate. If I go to our support site and I put in, I'm going to go to the customer portal view. And if I put in, let's say WSJT, then I get how to use WSJTX with Ham Radio Deluxe, and I click that, and it's going to show you step by step what you need to do. If you decide, well, I can't find my key, where is my key? It's going to say, well, here's how do I get my key? You click here, and it's going to tell you where to go to find your key. This happens to be on the packaging, but if you need your activation key, activation, if I could spell activation,
it's definitely in there.
How do I get my activation key? Like right there. So it'll tell you how to go back and get your activation key. So most of those things are in there, but if you call and leave a voicemail, you leave a mail in the sales queue, and then somebody has to go through the sales queue and move it over, and that takes time. You don't want the delays there.
Yeah. Okay. I think this is the last question. It's from Don N5SKT, and he says, sorry I'm late to the stream, but did we mention when TCI support will be added?
Yeah, thanks for that question. I get that one every time we do a stream. That is going to come with the rig control update. So that's funny because every time I post a video or do a stream or something like this, the TCI topic comes up. It's an important point, and we're going to get to it, but it's not something we can do until we're rewriting rig control, which is what we're working on after this is out and done.
Okay. Well, thank you both so
You
much.
betcha.
Thank you.
Yeah, this has been amazing. We're gonna get ready for the after chat here. We do a live stream after this. You're welcome to join us, but I know you got the Dodger game to go
We're
check
definitely
out.
gonna put the Dodger game on, but I'll get in there a little bit.
Yeah, so hang out a little bit. I'm gonna wrap up the show, but it's been amazing. Is there anything else anybody needs to know before we wrap up here?
Not me.
I don't think so.
Okay. Lindy, thank you for trolling the comments there. I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody spoiled
Sure
you,
thing.
too, through the whole thing, so that's amazing.
Yeah.
We love that. Thank you. Thank you. But thank you both. I really do appreciate it. Links are in the video description if you're interested
bet.
in checking out the Ham Radio Deluxe software. And HRCC 20% off if you want to get not just the upgrade, which you can just do that right now if you're already a user. You can just go download that. Actually, go download that if you haven't been a user. Go ahead and do that right now. But if you want to get the extra features, HRCC 20 gets you 20% off. So thank you, everybody. That's an amazing thing. Thank you so much for sharing that for everybody.
Yep.
Sure thing.
All right. I'm going to wrap
Thanks
up
for
here.
this.
What's that? Go ahead. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Nope, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're good.
Thank you. All right. Had a lot of fun. This is I'm very excited about this. Also, again, I'm going to reiterate, like there are software companies, many people have made software for amateur radio. And over time, as things have progressed, naturally as they do, they kind of fall off. And then you almost have to figure out how to retrofit to make them work. I'm thinking of like my video, like the first video I did on NOAA weather station downlinking. That software was bodged together by hams, and then they at some point just got tired of doing it. It just like faded off. The good news is that Ham Radio Deluxe constantly making updates, going from a code base that's really not sustainable with Access and moving into MySQL, which is great. We love that. So show some support. Go try it out. See what you think. I use it in my shack. It's a lot of fun. And so, yeah. All right, I'm going to go say hi to the patrons. I'm going to catch you up on what's going to happen next. So we are going to wrap up here. Big thank you to the patrons, by the way. Thank you, guys. Next week is going to be the Patron Picks episode. That's where these guys vote for the show topic. So if you'd like to join them, go check out the link in the video description to Patreon. You can go be a producer level, which lets you do the vote. But we're going to wrap up here, and we're going to have a after chat where we take your questions live. The best case scenario is you join us on Discord, you set up a mic and your headphones or a speaker, and you can ask your questions live, because there is seldom a time, very seldom, where we don't have a follow-on question, right? There's many things that we got to work through, and we want to. We want to get you on the air. We want to keep you on the air for your entire life, to be honest. Let's keep making contacts in amateur radio. So take a link in the video description. Join us on the Discord. But otherwise, we'll still be live on YouTube, so you can ask your questions there. Just keep in mind, it's you're a little bit going to be lower on the priority list. We'll get you as best we can to try and help you out. Very much appreciate you guys taking the time watching with us tonight. Had a lot of fun. I've already updated my Ham Radio Deluxe. I'll be showing that off a little bit in the after chat. I now have officially dark moded all my apps with the new WSJTX update that has full dark mode. Did a little bit of tooling around with the colors, and so we made that work. It's super cool, very crispy, very Halloween-y. I know that Halloween was yesterday, but I'm still in the spirit a little bit, so that's where I'm at. Yeah, it's a lot of comments from people I see getting ready for the after chat, so thank you, everybody. Already hop in the Discord, and I'll show you how to get started with that when you get going. But basically, it is the Discord chat. You scroll down to hashtag live-stream, and that'll get you in to the chat for the after chat, and that's where we're going to be at. All right, everybody, thank you to the Homebrew crew. Thank you to the producers. Thank you to all the patrons. And I'm going to wrap things up here because we gotta flip it over and get ready for the after chat. Until I talk to you in literally a couple of minutes, 73.